name's Natalie, and I have been a daycare provider and owner here in beautiful Park City, Utah for over 20 years. And I am here to answer any and all questions regarding daycare, becoming a new business owner of an in-home daycare, a daycare center, or if you're a new in-home daycare provider and you have questions, I'm here to answer them. Parents, this channel is for you too, because you can benefit from listening to the answers to these questions in the eyes of a daycare provider as well. And if you need to find good quality childcare, I am your girl to help you find the right place for your needs. Now, we're going to answer 3 questions today that I found on the internet. I find it in various places, Reddit, Facebook, you name it. I find questions, and there is a never-ending supply of content here as far as questions go. So let's get this party started. First question. I have a new daycare baby that just started last week. Mom texted me after a drop-off asking if I would be okay with his therapist coming to my house twice a week. Has anyone done this? I know the other kiddos would be so distracted, and the time the therapist would come is right when we get ready for nap. I don't even know if it's allowed, LOL. Looking for advice on this before I reply. Thanks. Great question. So before I went back to in-home, a little bit of history. I started in my in-home daycare business in 2002 until 2008. And then in 2008, I opened up my first hourly center. And in 2009, I opened up my second. And I kept both centers open until 2021, where I decided that I just wanted to downsize because I'm 51 years old and I'm tired. And I want to work 4 days a week, 8 hours a day. So I'm back home, back to my roots, and tending to babies and toddlers, which is my jam. Anywho, this question is a great question because I had this happen to me during my hourly days. An hourly center is a very different animal than in-home. You've got tourists, because I'm in a ski resort town, so I have tourists that come in. I've got gym kids that would come in. I have regular kids that would come in. I've got local kids that would come in. So it was just a whole different ball of wax, so to speak, with an hourly daycare center. And one of my regulars had an occupational therapist that would come twice a week. And it was not disruptive as long as you made clear boundaries. So for this question, for this mom, I would say, sure, your therapist can come. It is legal because they have to do background checks anyway for the state and who they work for. So if they work for the state and they're a therapist, then they have background checks and everything else. You might have to check with your licensor to see if they need a background check. And if so, I would make the parent pay for that. And they would be responsible for getting the background check, not me. So that's thing 1. Check with your licensor to see if it's okay for a therapist to come to the house without a background check because they work for the state. If so, cool, come on. If not, parent is responsible for getting the background check done and sent here beforehand. And they have to pay the fees. And that would be thing 2. Thing 3, I would say, sure, your therapist can come, but that time does not work for me. They need to come at this time. So I would say either before lunch during free play or after nap time at the end of the day. They can come and do the therapy with the child twice a week. I don't know what kind of therapy it is, but the one little guy that I had, it was speech therapy. And the therapist was really cool and she really liked my program and it wasn't distracting. The kids hung out with her and she played with the kids and she did her thing with the other little guy. So I say yes with those conditions. Okay, that question was done. Let's go to the next question. Second question. I told mom over and over again not to bring toys to the daycare. It's in my handbook as well, but child still comes here with baby doll. different every single day. So I told her and reminded her again, and this is what she says. Thank you for understanding. However, don't you teach the kids to share? And then there's like a sad face emoji. For the record, I do teach them how to share, but she's only 2. Okay, well, that is your policy to not bring toys. And like I said in my last video, say what you mean and mean what you say. That's it. And if they come with a toy again and they're not listening, I would just take the toy and put it in the backpack and be like, no. And that's the end of it. The kid throws a fit. Oh, well, too bad. That's just too bad. It's my house, my rules, and that's the end of story. And I would say to the parents, throw a fit today because you again brought a toy and I have a no toy policy. And little Susie threw a fit and I put the toy away for the day. So in order to not have little Susie throw a fit, let's not bring a toy. And if she throws a fit at your house, well, that's the rules. There has to be boundaries. Me personally, I don't have a no toy rule. I don't care because my kids they're so cool. They're well trained. They know their boundaries and they understand my rules. If little kids can understand the daycare provider's rules from the get-go, it's not a hard job. It really isn't. The only part that's hard is just the physicality of it, of picking them up and, changing diapers and cleaning messes all day long. That's the physical part. The mental part, for the most part, if you've got a good crew of kids and a good crew of parents, it's gonna work like a nice little business model. I don't know what you say. And the kids are happy and they know what's expected of them. And those things aren't an issue. So in my daycare, it's not an issue. But your daycare, you know what? You got to mean what you say and say what you mean. And if she doesn't listen, if the parent doesn't listen, you put that toy away and that kid throws a fit. You tell the mom, your kid threw a fit. And I would suggest not bringing a toy, but she's going to throw a fit at my house. I'm like, well, that's not my problem. You need to deal with your child at your house. But these are my rules. And that's the end of it. Boop, done. Third question. This is a good one. This is for any daycare provider owner. This one's a good question. I have a mom who texted me today saying she's getting a court order for sole custody of her 3-year-old. Up until recently, mom and dad were together, so something just happened. They are married. They are not married. She doesn't want dad to pick up anymore. Am I allowed to even do that? Can I just have her take him off the pickup list? No, you cannot. If he's on the pickup list and he has custody of that child with the wife or the common law wife, with the girlfriend, baby mama, whatever you want to call it, you do not get into the middle of a domestic dispute. Unless there's a court order that a judge signed off on, that parent has every right to pick up the child as long as they are on the pickup list. So you can't just do what the mother says. I would say to the mother, listen, and I'm talking, and this is when I get serious, you need to be firm. And I'd be like, listen, I'm here to do a job and do what's best for your child. I refuse to get into the middle of you two's domestic dispute, custody dispute. I am not legally allowed to take your boyfriend off the list if he's been on the list. You need to go through the courts and get an official court order if he's unfit to be a parent. You cannot put me in the middle of this. And if you do, we cannot do business together. I am telling you, you need to lay down the hammer immediately. That is bullshit. Parents do not get to do that to people like me. Nope. You have a problem, you better work it out at home. And you better go to court. And you better do it the legal way because I am not going to play that game. I'm not getting in the middle of it. There's that. Second thing, if there is a fight and there is a disturbance at your daycare, which has happened before in my hourly center, you get the cops involved. I'd be like, I'm calling, the next time this happens in my place of business, I'm calling the police, and you are not allowed to behave that way in my business. And that's the end of it. And I'm saying, like, deadpan, serious, no bullshit, all business, because they will start getting all emotional on you and going crazy and yo mama on you if you even bend an inch. So do not even go there. Not legally allowed. Check your state just to make sure. But if they have custody together and there's no formal custody order, nope. You need to have a copy of the court order on file, and that's it. And that will wrap up episode number 4 today. We are rolling right through these. If you have any comments, I would love for you to comment below. If you have any suggestions, boop, comment below. If you want me to touch on a subject, comment below. And as this channel grows, I will have an email address that you can submit your questions to as this channel grows. This channel is brand new. I started it a year ago, but I ended up not filming for a year. I got really busy and I had to figure out when to make time to film these videos. So now I'm focused, and I hope to upload 3 videos a week. And like and subscribe and turn on notifications and share my channel out to anyone you think that could benefit from this channel. And my name's Natalie again, and I'll see you on the flip side. Subscribe.